We're going to be doing a short surfer cut on her from the Caribbean Quick Cut collection. The reason why we chose to go with the shorter surfer cut is because she is getting ready to leave on a missions trip, and we want to give her a cut that will grow out nicely because she's going to be gone for a long period of time without a hairdresser. So I think what I want to do is to bring up her length some, and probably a couple of inches, because right now this is long and this is thin. I think it'll make it have a little bit more shape. We want this cut to be something that while she's gone she doesn't have to do a whole lot to. I'm guessing she's probably even going to just have to air dry most of the time. I don't think she'll have the luxury of doing blow dry in iron work. So I think this will be a perfect cut for her. Do you want to tell us where you're going?
We are going to Papua New Guinea.
Oh, that is awesome. That is so awesome. I think this cut will be perfect for you. We are back with Tara. We're going to go ahead and start our shorter surfer cut. To begin this cut, I'm going to go ahead and comb all of this hair straight back, converge to the center of the back of her neck. This is a squeeze cut form right here. I'm going to have her keep her head up. I'm taking my medium length Bonika C-shaper shear, and I'm going to take maybe about 3 inches off here. And that would be a hairdresser's 3 inches, so maybe it was 4. What I want to do to establish by doing that is just to go ahead and get a little bit of a swing forward in this cut. This cut is designed to kick out and have a lot of movement. I'm going to go through and just clean this up just a little bit, but I'm not really concerned about some of those pieces because it's just a little shaggier, edgier cut. The C-shaper shear can be either used convex with the curved end or concave with it curved out. For this, almost this entire cut, I want everything concave because what I want is a wave layer, and that wave layer is just going to kick out all over her head so that it creates a lot of movement. Going up the center back, I'm going to take about an inch section. All right. Now I'm going to pull this straight out from where it lives and just start walking my shears up this hair. And it's just going to have a little bit of a wave to it in the layering. I'm going to go right beside that, take my next section, pulling it straight back. I do not want to follow the head form. Naturally, I'd want to come out here. I want to pull this straight back. Almost as though I'm cutting on a flat plane right here. I do not want this to be rounded. Pull it out, keeping my C-shaper concaved. Out, cut, out and cut. I'm just going to continue this around the head form in the back. Pull that out. I'm going to go to the opposite side and do the same thing. Pull it straight back. And cut. This is really going to make her feel like she has a whole lot more hair than what she actually has, because we're taking off the thinness that is on the ends. Creating multiple movement will create more texture. Let me stand over here and just double check Make sure of my angle. And just take this in just a little bit more on this right side. Pulling it straight back. Now to check this cut, because I cut it vertically, I'm just going to pull it out horizontally, and what I'm looking for is just this kind of wave in through here. You can also go in with your C-shaper and point cut when necessary. I'm going to go ahead, we've cut the back, I've established my guide, I've completed my wave layering. Because her fringe is going to determine the length of my top, I'm going to go ahead and go in and cut her fringe to the desired length. I just want the fringe on Tara just to be soft and wispy, because that's what it's going to be anyhow, just because of the texture of her hair. So I'm just going to converge this to the center and point cut some of that out of there. Just taking it a little shorter than what it is. Making sure that none of the previously cut pieces were put back with the rest of the hair. Just a little piece right here. We're moving to the top of this short surfer cut. I'm going to go ahead and establish my surfboard top. I'm going to do that by getting an inch section straight down the center, using her fringe as my guide, and the previously cut length in the back as my guide for the back. So fringe is my guide for the front. I'm going to pull this straight up. Keeping my C-shapers concave, I'm going to go back and establish this top piece of length. Now I'm going to go across the top. The head is divided up into the flat, the roll, and the round. I'm going to take the hair from the round to create my surfboard top. Starting in the back, I'm going to pull this straight up, keeping my C-shaper concave. I'm going to go through and do some flat layering. What I mean by flat layering is I am cutting flat across on a plane that's flat across, that's parallel to the ceiling and to the floor. Take my next section. Pull that up and cut to my desired length. Okay, I'm going to keep pulling this straight up until I run out of hair, moving forward towards the face. Pull that up. Release that hair. Keep in mind that this is going to have a wavy into it. It's very tempting to want to cut that off and even it up, but we really want that to create the movement in this cut. I'm going to take that whole front hair, pull that straight up, parallel to the ceiling and the floor, and cut straight across. I'm just going to go back and make sure I didn't miss any hair. There we go. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to split this down the center. And I want to rock this out. You can see my guide right here, and I'm cutting to this guide right here. I've not cut my perimeter length in the front, but I want to keep this corner just a little bit heavier. Following that guide, work my way up to the top. I'm going to run out of hair here in the back because I've already cut that to my desired length. Go ahead and move to the other side. Maybe your earring. Pull that up. Cut it to my desired length. I am going to go in and remove these corners on both sides. This is from where it was previously cut. I still want a little of a swing forward, but again, because she's going to not have access to a hairdresser, I'm going to make this something that will grow out easy without any maintenance involved. I'm going to go through and point cut this just to knock that corner out. Still keeping a little bit of an angle, not much. I'm going to check my front here too and see if I need to do any kind of an angle there, just to make it less severe. Another nice point to these shears is that now I can turn this and keep my angle consistent with the face shape. And just knock that out of there. An interesting thing about the front of the hair here, whenever you angle that out, we're very tempted to ask our clients, how does that look or how does that feel? And immediately they start pulling down these pieces and measuring them with the other side. And the problem with that is the hair grows differently on either side, and a lot of times the client will pull hair from the front and hair from the back to show you what the length is. So what I like to do is tell people that these are sisters and not twins. So they should be relatively the same, not perfectly the same. And that will help keep them from trying to figure that out for you. The other thing I do is I just quit asking them if that's all right. So that way I can measure it and they'll be less tempted to measure it. Okay, so I want to run through this with my fingers and make sure it has a nice flow. Isn't that adorable? It just turned out really nice. Just fun, and it just kicks out everywhere. I mean, you can just tell with it wet how nice of a shape this has to it. And it's just going to be really easy for her to maintain. Just gorgeous. And she has just enough wave to make it lay in really cute. Okay, we're going to go ahead and take Tara back and get her styled out, and we'll bring her back when she's finished. Okay, this is Tara. She's back with the short surfer girl cut, and we went ahead and had to blow dry it a little bit. We did let her air dry as much as we could, but we just wanted a simple, carefree cut that she could just let go on her own, and it just turned out beautiful.